Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Proline. It is August. Football season is starting. The longest-running sports handicapping show in America on television and the web. I'm John Cranton in Las Vegas, joined by world champion handicapper Jim Feist. Got some baseball and some NFL preseason numbers to throw at you here for Week 1. First, Jim, let's start with your big play going in baseball tonight. You are 8-2 with these baseball games of the year, including a perfect 2-0 in the month of July, and you have your first one here for August, and it's the biggest one of the season.
My baseball game of the year goes tonight. It's $100 online at VegasSportsmasters.com, and you can get it along with a bonus for just $29 by calling 888-777-4155. That's VegasSportsmasters.com, and the phone number for a bonus play and a big discount. Call 888-777-4155.
All right, and Jim, you ended last football season on a 72-48 run, and here we go, the start of the new season coming up this week. Before we get to one of the games and look at some Vegas spread lines, let's go over some sports betting tips when you look at these August preseason games. What things stand out for you?
Well, to me, John, it's looking at what the coach's intentions are. If a coach wants to win a preseason game, it's usually because he needs to sell tickets. You get a team that had a bad record last year, and they just have to convince the average fan that the preseason game means something, and they look good on the field in game one, and they can possibly get some people interested. It's important to TV ratings and maybe to your owner. In reality, it doesn't mean anything. You're playing against very large rosters with a very large roster, and in the second half, you're generally playing backups against backups. So it's not really telling you anything. But the average fan, who there's a lot more average fans than big players, the average fan is sold on that. They say, "Oh man, did you see that guy do that? Did you see that backup quarterback throw that and that guy catch the ball? You see the speed on that wide receiver? Hey, how'd you like the way the defense played?" It means nothing. If you're not playing against first-string players, it means absolutely nothing, except you might find a gem that does look good. Look at Arizona. David Johnson, running back, it does everything. This guy was passed around, passed over, and now he is the guy that Arizona is going to depend on to do most of the damage for their offense. That kind of thing matters, and the coaches need to find that, and they're not always geniuses. They make more mistakes than they don't. So it really is important. What is the coach's attitude? There are coaches that just don't care in the preseason, or just don't care in the early preseason when the rosters are large, and they just want to look at what they have on the rosters, because you remember, according to the rules, each week the rosters are cut back. So it isn't until you get to the later part of the preseason where the rosters are smaller and you're dealing with players that are likely to be there in week one of the regular season. So my tip to everybody is look out for what the coach's plans are. Is it important for them to win? Is it important for them to play their starters? In most cases, they don't play their starters early.
One of the technical angles that you can look at for preseason is teams that are playing a home game, back-to-back home games, and they did well in that first home game on offense, scoring 30-plus points. If you go against that team, it's 37-22 against the spread that next game. And we saw that last year, too. The Patriots opened last preseason at home against the Saints. They scored 34 points and a nice victory. Well, the next week they were home again against the rebuilding Bears. Didn't cover, squeeze out a 1-point win. And then in week 3, Tampa Bay came home for the first time, their first home preseason game. They scored 30 points, and then the next week they were home again against Washington. Didn't show much at all in a 20-13 victory. All right, before we get on to some NFL games this weekend, is there any line movement that stands out on some of these games, Jim?
Well, let me take a quick look. Tonight's game, we're doing this on Wednesday, opened 3 and 36.5 at most of the big books, and everybody, the line move really. Everybody took 3, 2.5, and 2, and the line is now 1 just about everywhere. There's a few picks out there. And the reason for that is the quarterback rotation for Houston in a preseason game is very strong. They have guys that can actually play in the preseason. And you remember, though, as I said, you're going to see maybe some early starters in the game, but they might play a series or two or a first quarter. Then you're going to go to backups. You're going to go backups on offense and defense. And remember, you got guys coming off the bench that are trying to make the team. Now, that's on offense and defense. And some guys do very well. Let's say, look at a quarterback, a scrambling quarterback that is playing kind of his own little game against defenders that are really second or third stringers, or even worse. They won't be there very long as the season goes on or the preseason goes on. So they might do some damage because they are a little bit more talented than who's on the defensive side. And the same goes for the defense. So when you're looking at this game tonight, Carolina opens 3, now down to 1 or pick 'em, and the total has actually gone up. So I would say that in the beginning of the game, when the defenders are on the field for both sides, and they both have pretty good defenses, so you're probably going to see an under first half and an over second half when they get the defenders, the regular defenders on the bench. And my opinion would be it would probably be an under first half, over second half. And as far as the game itself, I can't really give you a prediction on that. I would have taken 3 and laid pick 'em if you're looking for value, but that doesn't exist anymore.
All right, one of the fascinating Week 1 games here is Thursday. The defending NFC champion Atlanta Falcons are heading to the Miami Dolphins. The Falcons, they got a quarterback rotation of Matt Ryan, Matt Schaub, and Matt Sims. All three have played regular or preseason experience. This is their first game since that catastrophic kick in the stomach in that fourth quarter in the Super Bowl. I doubt that's going to have an influence this game, but it is interesting. And then you got a Miami Dolphins team, Jim, that is one of the teams that's dealing with just a catastrophic shakeup at the quarterback position because of some bad luck last week.
Well, you're right, and we all have an opinion of what Miami has done, paying $10 million to Jay Cutler. In my opinion, Jay Cutler, who has enormous physical football talent, has had also enormous mental and attitude problems that has not led him to being a great leader. He's not in shape, so I don't really expect to see Jay Cutler. What you're going to probably see is Matt Moore, Brandon Daugherty, and David Fales for this team. And you're right, Atlanta has many more weapons at quarterback, much more skill. They lost their offensive coordinator, who was pretty good, although I totally blame him for the loss in the Super Bowl, up 28-3. You are not allowed to lose a game like that. You're not allowed to play the way that he coached that team. So that was a total failure on the Atlanta team for doing what they did in that game. So when you look at that, I don't know how much the new offensive quarterback cares about winning a preseason game on the road in Miami. But that's the side we'd all have to lean to. We're seeing some money come in on Atlanta. The game opened, pick 'em 36.5, 37 in another spot. We're now seeing 36s and 36.5s are still there, but it's come down a little bit, and it's probably because you don't really feel Miami is going to score much. I don't think you're going to see a lot of first-string players in this game, but my lean would be Atlanta, and I'm not going to touch the total in this spot, but I think Atlanta's the winner.
Yeah, they used to say that Jeff George had $1 million arm and a 10-cent head. I think some of that applies to Jay Cutler, so that was certainly something to debate over the next few weeks, whether he was a good pickup or not. All right, if you want to get free plays each day from our Vegas experts, it's a toll-free number, 888-294-1970. Jim, you're on that 72-48 NFL run coming into this new season. Plus, Wednesday, you have this monster baseball release going tonight.
My baseball game of the year goes tonight. It's $100 online at VegasSportsmasters.com. And you can get it along with a bonus for just $29 by calling 888-777-4155. That's VegasSportsmasters.com. And the phone number for a bonus play and a big discount, call 888-777-4155.
All right, make sure you check out all the plays from all the Vegas experts. We'll see you back on Thursday with another edition of ProLine examining more games. Good luck with the games, everyone, and we'll see you then.